sir. Live stream is on.
Wow. That's a new voice.
We got a dude this time.
Yeah, we got a dude. So is this like the start of our meeting then, Ben?
It is.
Okay. Well then, hello. I'll welcome everyone. Good to see everybody. Hey, Ben in Columbia with the Columbia Linux Users Group. And hello, everyone here in the room, Upstate Carolina Linux Users Group. Hello, everyone else online. Good to see you from wherever you may be. Arnold's good to see you, and Robert, good to see you. Robert, are you Asheville? Or am I thinking somebody else? He may have
said Inman.
He posted in the chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, Inman. Yeah, okay. No, I'm sorry. Thanks. And Arnold, I think you're the snowbird, right? Syracuse. That's right. Okay. So we don't really have a topic tonight. So I thought what we do is kind of be social and go around the room and let everyone introduce themselves. I mean, the ones that are here today, I think we've all known each other for a while, but maybe name and maybe job or previous job or future job or something like that, or what you think of yourself as, and maybe like a short description of a current project you're working on. Something that might be interesting as a topic as we go along. Just something to talk about. I don't really have an agenda. If y'all can think of a better agenda, I welcome them. So I asked Ben if you wanted to go first. Arnold, I know you don't have a microphone, so if you want to skip, or if you want to type it out, I'll be sure to read it, or whichever you want to do. Pipe welder, okay. That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, Ben. Let's hear what you're currently doing.
Yeah. So I work in a highly secure environment, and they use a product called Appian. You might have heard it on NPR being advertised as a distributed application that can solve all your problems.
That's the one that solves all my problems. Appian.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. But guess what? Appian hasn't figured out yet. System D.
Oh, really? Sheesh.
Yeah, a 15-year-old technology, and they're still running. They still give you a startup script to start up Appian, and it should just be wrapped in a System D wrapper.
I forgot to put one out.
I'm getting
sorry,
an echo.
I'm sorry. I just remembered that I forgot to put the doorbell out.
Oh,
thank you. It's
wait.
It's in the drawer right here. So if someone has been trying to get in this building, they've not. So, I'm sorry. So I apologize, Ben. So what were you saying? Appian is
okay, I'm getting the echo, so it's hard for me to think.
Put the microphone on this. Speaker. I don't know if we have a technique. Huh.
I got my headphones on. But yeah, there's like a second or two echo that's making it hard for me to think about talking. All right, now I can't hear anything at all.
Yeah, I suspect it's us. But
hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Still echoing.
If you can keep talking, I'll mute my audio for a second.
Okay. So, yeah, again, I'm in a highly secure environment, or supposed to be, but we're just like the Chinese, we're just like the Russians. We got all our problems that every other organization out there, every company, every public utility. Everybody's got their problems. And with distributed applications, you multiply them 3 times. in case. And if you have a problem on one server, it migrates over to the other two. And if you have a layered network like Appian does, you got like you got about 15 services that run on the base layer, and so that's typically a set of servers. And then you got the application layer is running on another set of servers, and that's running Tomcat and Appian. And then above that is another layer called the web layer that runs, your favorite web server like Apache or Nginx, and that's the architecture. So, but yeah, as I was saying, System D is seemed to be an afterthought, and so introducing 15-year-old technology can still make you seem like a genius in my environment. Although it's kind of difficult to sell sometimes. Changing a legacy system has always got to go through multiple layers of approval and 3 or 4 technical review boards, and the leadership's got to buy off. And yeah, it's just like working at IBM. So if anybody has any Appian war stories, I'd love to hear them. But that's about all I can cover at what I can say in a public setting. So that's all I can say, Jason. All right, so next.
So I'll give either Honorable Robert the opportunity to speak if you want. You're talking, I can't quite hear you. I can't hear you at all, actually.
Oh, there he is.
I see your face. I see your mouth move. Now I think you're faking it, or your AI.
Hold up 3 fingers in front of your face.
Right. Yes. Okay. No, but we still can. Oh. Okay. Typing. Okay. Thank you. Robert is a retired network engineer. Fantastic. SCEL. I'm not familiar with SCEL. South Carolina
Education Lottery.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He gave the networking presentation on a very secure network architecture, probably about 7 or 8 years ago.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
Maybe 9. I think it was around 2017. Yeah.
Okay, so he lives down there in the Columbia area. Is that right? Or did you say?
He said Inman, but he used to be he used to work in Columbia, but he just said Inman today. So I guess he.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Retired to Inman. Okay.
Yeah.
And you say, Robert, you automated your entire job with Linux and Perl scripts. Good for you. Awesome. Retired to the upstate in Inman. Interesting. Cool. Okay. So, all right. Quick question. Perl. I've learned it a long time ago, but now it's, as I understand it, most people regard it as a write-only language. Would you agree with that assessment?
It's the Swiss Army chainsaw.
Yes. Yes. No, and I love Larry Wall. I mean, his philosophy and stuff. I read one or two of his books or something like that. And, a good programmer is lazy and so I mean I immediately fell in love with that.
That's the
important one. I don't remember any others, but more than one way to do it was one of the philosophies, I think. If Robert found everything he could do, he needed to do with Perl and the huge amount of GitHub stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, all right. Well then, I guess Arnold, would you be interested in typing up stuff, or you want to pass, or we can go around the room here? Unless you have a microphone. Oh, Arnold passes. Okay. Well, hello to Syracuse. It's always good to see you here. And I'll try to keep up with the chat if you need to make a comment or something like that. Where y'all want to go next? In the room here?
I think if I triple tap this. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. All right, I'm Andrew Thompson. I am a software engineer. I believe my current title is principal full stack engineer, but it's really DevSecOps under the hood with some programming on the side. I previously worked at BMW Group as a feature team lead and architect for them. And lately, I feel like the vibe code slop I've been publishing isn't really worth talking about. But I've been looking into just like researching just for educational benefit. One of the websites I have to use for work now is big on the passkeys. And I think actually my previous job, they're just rolling it out too. And it's like seems like a well orchestrated technology, since you can, you do it, you pair it via Bluetooth on your phone. So if you have your authenticator like Bitwardens on your phone, it'll bring up a QR code. You scan the QR code, your phone then has an app call out to the authenticator. The authenticator is able to like authenticate that it has stored the private key for that. I forget what they call it, like the remote party that generated like the pass key, and then connect back to your browser through the WebAuthn API and essentially take the challenge that was in the original like QR code plus like a few other things, and then send back like the response. And it just works like really well. And you could, yeah, but it's not like any authenticator app could do it. And I think some OSs, like I think Apple and Android are both happy to manage it. I just don't really love having all my passwords and or passkeys locked into a big tech company's device. Like, so at least Bitwarden feels a little bit safer, but you can in theory write your own because it's an open protocol and store your own passkeys. But that's like a reasonably interesting newish protocol for authentication. Passkeys, yeah.
My only experience with passkeys is Google somehow. I don't know, must have clicked something, and now Google thinks I have passkeys set up.
Yeah. I mean,
It's stored in some browser. Like, it's not like I don't have it in like some other.
oh, like the password manager in your browser.
Which browser I set it up in.
Yeah.
So now it's like this key is somewhere, and now I try to log into Google somewhere else, and they're like, "Oh, what's your pass key?" I don't know. It's not here.
So it's like not tied to your Chrome profile, or it's a Chrome profile that you were signed into on that machine.
Maybe on my like personal laptop I used it, so then I try to log into Google on like my work machine, and it's like, "What's your pass key?"
Yeah.
So I don't. There's probably a more intentional way to go about it, but it's not been a very smooth experience.
Yeah, and you can store them on a YubiKey, like any device that has a trusted platform module that's capable of storing, public key, or like the private side of a public key can do it. So your laptop can store them, your phone can do it, or your YubiKey, or I guess technically, like Chrome can do it and pass it between all your devices and store it in the cloud. But
do you just use it for like OAuth workflows, or like?
Yeah, I mean, it's just replacing.
I think it's just replacing, what would previously be a username and password or like an OTP. But technically an OTP, you could still get phished, and you could be passing that, 6 digits into a website that isn't the actual website, and then they're calling your bank with that OTP. Versus this, the protocol bakes in the receiving party origin, and if you trust your browser will pass through the protocol the receiving party origin in, and so your authenticator can say like gethud.com, that I don't have a passkey for gethud.com, and won't pass like the passkey response back through. So in some ways it's like better than like an OTP on a YubiKey, or an OTP through any of the authenticator apps that you might have on your phone as well. So that's something interesting.
There will be another like password, keeping password manager.
Well, that's what I'm saying is the password managers all do passkeys now.
They all have it.
I mean, I don't know about all of them.
Synced.
Yeah, it syncs through whatever method, LastPass or, Bitwarden or. So anyway, I'm Andrew. Hi.
Maybe I gotta get that.
We'll flip it back around.
All right. Hi, I'm Matt. I work for a company called Massive. We deal with financial data. So I'm I don't know, generalist, back-end engineer, do whatever. And I don't know. So lately, most recent project I suppose has been trying to do A/B line reconciliation for some of these exchange feeds. So all the financial exchanges typically publish their data over UDP network connections, so they can just pump them out. It's a lot faster. There's no overhead, like multicast, so it's a lot more efficient. But it doesn't have like networking guarantees like TCP does, so packets get lost and go missing. So they combat this by doing redundant lines. So there's an A line and a B line, which are both the UDP streams, and they should be the same. But it's like if a packet gets dropped on one, you probably have it on the other. And also there's no ordering guarantees with UDP either. But some of the streams are like stateful, like because you're building up the state of the order book, like that the exchange holds. So you need the packets to all be in order and all there, or your order book's corrupted. So I've just been working on the buffer algorithm that reads from both feeds at the same time and shuffles them around, make sure everything's in order and they're all there. And it gets tricky on the recovery feeds, because if you do miss something from both, you hop over to a different UDP stream that's replaying a snapshot of the current state of things, so your state doesn't get corrupted. So you go over there, read a snapshot, and come back. But you have all the same problems on the recovery feed, because if anything, you still need to get the whole snapshot uninterrupted. But those just like loop through, right? So if the snapshot is 100 packets long, you need to get the full sequence 1 to 100 to have a proper snapshot. And then if those go missing, you have to wait for the next snapshot. And so I just had a hell of a time, because not only do I need to look for 1 through 100 uninterrupted, but I also need to be careful that I'm not like mixing between the cycles, right? So like if I miss packet number 4 on this cycle, I can't just get packet number 4 from the next cycle, because it might be different. I need the full next cycle. And so I don't know. I've just been tweaking with all of that to try to get it. Yes, it's more expanding this feature to other feeds. So I initially implemented it for the CME futures feed, and now we want to do it for other ones, because on some of them it's even worse. Like, we don't read the B side at all. We're just listening to the A side.
You got a question, Ben?
It sounds like you're just doing what TCP is supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And we even like just added like TCP connection for like missed packets. So instead of going over to that snapshot to try to recover the full state, that actually takes a really long time and it's very slow and just causes huge latency and everything. But they do also offer like a TCP connection where you can specifically call out and say, I missed packet 17, and you have a TCP replay of that specific packet that you missed. So we kind of like intersperse them. So you're mostly just trying to ingest the UDP fire hose. But if you miss one, you can go request it through TCP to like make sure your stream is complete.
That sounds like a bunch of like the distributed system stuff you'd learn in like a CS class.
Yeah.
But not exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's like there's not the time for all the consensus protocol
Yeah.
back and forth. It's just like.
Yeah, because they can't like, and they're pretty strong rate limits on how much of the TCP requests you can make. Because I still don't know, like, we have a lot of packets that go missing, and it's like, is the network connection that unreliable, or is something wrong in our data center that's like messing it up? So I haven't got to the bottom of that. I just try to repair it as we go, but yeah, I don't know. I keep running. In my last job, I did almost the same thing, basically like re-implementing TCP for a slightly different application. There, I was trying to embed gRPC requests over an MQTT broker. It's basically a way to get around customer firewalls, because we put our devices inside their networks, but then we had like a cloud platform that you could manage all your devices across your sites. And so we needed like this cloud platform to basically be able to make requests to the devices in the customer networks. But we can't go around telling all of our customers, hey, open up these ports for us to come in. They don't like that. So you can make an outbound MQTT connection, which is like a message broker. And then you packetize all your gRPC requests inside the MQTT messages, and then you can make requests in through that channel to avoid firewalls. But you have all the same problems because MQTT is, again, not no order guarantees. They do have delivery guarantees, but they might not come in order. So gRPC normally works over TCP, so it assumes everything arrives in order and they're all there. So basically I had to implement that whole layer again on top. So most of my work is just ordering packets, I guess. So cool. Up next,
Introducing yourself.
If you don't want to, that's fine. What we've been doing is we've been introducing ourselves, maybe our job title and current project or something like that. Whether that be work or home. Actually, now I think about it, I need to say that, but if you want to.
I'll keep it very brief because this will probably not be relevant to many people here. I'm a data scientist working for a marketing company in data analytics. So I'm a senior analyst. I write mostly statistical code. It doesn't have to do with Linux specifically, sorry. I'm currently doing something off job title, which is building internal software for the company. So that was a fun side project I've been working on. It's a portal for clients to order data through. So, and then
Clients can order data.
yeah, so they like consumer data for marketing campaigns and things like that. So, and then on the side, I've been taking old computers and putting new RAM and hard drives in them and putting different Linux distros on them, which is the relevant part. So I'm gonna try Omarchy this week, and I don't know as much as like the dumbest person in all this. So I'm like, sorry, I know nothing about this, but I'm trying it all out. So thank you all for letting me be here.
We're glad to have you.
Kaylee Unger.
And hey, Phil, I noticed that you came online. We don't really have a topic tonight, but what we've been doing is kind of going around the room and saying our names, maybe job title or previous job title or future job title or
Aspirational job title.
things you might want to like to do or something like that. And maybe a project that's, I don't think I even said what kind of project, but
Hobby
Linux
work, whatever
operating
you like.
systems, yeah, programming, computer technology, or gardening. I don't know, whatever. If you like, Phil, you can go next, and then I can go and be the last guy if you'd like, or I can go next, whichever you be more comfortable. You don't have to at all, even.
Okay, well, nothing major here. I'm retired, so I never did have a job in Linux, but I started relatively early or whatever. I got Slackware 3 back in 95 and been kind of stuck with it ever since. So that's been my daily driver. I just figured I'd check in to see what the meeting was all about.
Well, we're glad to have you. Are you local to either upstate or Columbia area?
No, I am not. I'm probably quite a ways away. I'm in about north central Arkansas.
Oh, wow, fantastic. Well, we're glad to have you. How did you hear about us?
The St. Louis Unix User Group has a calendar, and on that calendar, they show all the different meetings around. If you go to slou.org/calendar, and it will pop up the whole month, and there's just meetings all over the country.
Well, we're really glad to have you. Good to hear from you. Thanks for coming.
Okay.
And then I guess I'll end up and hi, there's my camera. I'm Jace Eckert. I am currently my job title is Senior DevOps Administrator, Senior DevOps something Administrator. We'll say Administrator. But what that means is currently I manage GitHub Actions and CI/CD for that, and anything else that falls around that. We recently at work, our CI/CD pipeline has been taking a long time for the regression tests and the RSpec tests, which are the unit testing. So we bought a big beefy server, put it in our Pittsburgh office, and I've been managing it and taking care of it and setting up GitHub Runner to run on that. And my current project in that is to try to get Docker in Docker working, and I've been having some difficulty with that. We talked about that before the meeting started. And the reason for that is because our current CI/CD pipeline has, a step where to run the unit tests of RSpec, it launches some containers and then runs against the containers. So they're mostly databases, I guess. And currently, the way GitHub Actions runners runs assumes you have a VM, and so you have only one process
on whatever VM to do all the GitHub runner stuff. And so that runner could create containers and run stuff. But I want to have it inside a container. So I'm going to have to try to figure out how to get a container inside a container working somehow. So I'm looking into Docker in Docker. We'll see how that goes.
Does it seem feasible? Like that's
Yeah,
it does work somehow.
And actually, I've discovered like yesterday, day before, there was a company called, I can't remember the name of the company, but they had a product that's an open source product called Sysbox. And Docker bought the company, so they now have Sysbox, which is still under an open source license. I think I'm an open. And it replaces the container runtime so that you can do this better. Docker in Docker better, and without needing privilege escalation, and without needing, you can see better the user translations. Because when you're running a Docker container, you can have a user. You have the root user, which is number 0, user ID 0, and then if like you create on the operating system itself, user Jace, I would be user number 1000 or something like that. You create a container. Well, it's got a root user too, which would be 0 inside the container, but you don't want it to be the same as the root container or root user outside the container, because then anyone inside the container that has root access has access to the server that it's running on, which is privilege escalation and bad. And likewise, if I were to create a Jace user, it might be 500 inside there, but I may want it to translate to be the same person outside as inside. So 500 would have to translate to 1000, if that makes sense. But so there's all these different things, and that's kind of the fun thing I'm working on right now. Yeah, well, that was fun. I guess I'm not conducting the meeting very well, but otherwise, what should we talk about now? Oh, I did want to say, Southeast Linux Fest was last month, and as I had mentioned before, a lot of talks about AI and AI agents and stuff, and I found that one of the talk that I found was the most interesting. It was a 2-hour talk, and it was on. The title was "The Good, the Bad, and Ugly of AI," and he had dropped the good part because there were so many other talks about how to use AI properly and agents and all that sort of stuff, and did the bad and the ugly, and it was really kind of scary. Some of the things that are possible nowadays. But for the ugly bit, the second hour, he did a really amazing thing, and hopefully they'll publish it on the Southeast Linux Fest YouTube page, where he had one of his friends was a volunteer, sat in front row. He took one high quality photograph and a 10-second video of him saying, "Hi, my name is blah, and I'm at the Southeast Linux Fest." And from just those 2 bits of information, was able to get a video of him for 15, 30 seconds saying something completely out of the blue. It looked exactly like him in a different outfit, a different location. It was incredible. And he had it all on his desktop that he brought with him. They had 2 video cards.
Or did it locally?
Local.
Yeah.
Everything local. He took the one photograph, and from that generated multiple photographs, different outfits, different locations, different facial expressions, poses, that sort of thing, and fed those back into a large language model or something, to make a better to use for the video, and then took the snippet of the video, extracted the sound out, the vocal, made more vocal sounds and more speeches, and have him say blah 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 blah, and use all the better ones of those, cherry pick the good ones to feed into a new model, then had the movement of the video to generate new videos, picked out the best new videos, and combined the new videos or the model of videos, the model of vocalizations, and the model of photographs, combined them all together to make this. He said, hi, my name is, I think it's Chris, and I got a hot mama back home in West Virginia, sort of thing. It's just, something silly, but it was impeccable how good it was. It really kind of worrying, that just with a single computer and 2 video cards, anyone could do this with any kind of malicious intent. Now that Lindsay's gone, what are we going to have him say? Or this is what he actually said in the and it's possible to do now, really easily. It was it was wild.
You're not going to be able to believe anything you see.
Right. Yeah.
We were already heading up. I think the scariest thing for me was that I think it was 4 weeks ago.
Oh, I mean,
I think in that regard, we knew this is where it started, but 4 weeks ago, the global expert on deep fakes admitted that he now couldn't identify deep fakes. So I think that was a big turning point to me in that sort of thing. It's going to change a lot.
So anyway, that was Southeast Link Plus. Of course, I always enjoy myself at Southeast Link Plus, but that's because I've always enjoyed it, and it's also especially fun for me because my daughter comes with me, so it lasts for 5 years or so we get to spend time with each other.
Has anyone had any instances of AI doing something bad? You see a story online or something where it deleted our database, but I don't know. I approve pretty much every request. It can I use this tool? Yeah. Can I use this tool? Yeah. And it's never deleted my database or anything. I don't know.
I can't say I have. See.
Not yet.
Not that I know of, at least, right? Yeah, I don't know.
I have a lot of guardrails in place. I either work in a sandbox where I let it go crazy, or I give it a lot of rules. So, but it hasn't done anything crazy yet.
Phil's saying, oh, okay. This is the website. Okay, cool. I was curious a bit. To your question, anyone online have experience with this happening to you? No. Okay, but I'm worried that it's just going to be not long that something will. And there's already so many scams that are going around of every kind. Arnold asks, has anyone lost their job or moved positions due to AI? I haven't lost mine yet, but I anticipate soon.
Yeah, we're still hiring. So
are you still hiring? That's good.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Now, where's your company based out of?
Atlanta.
London.
Ben, what do you got?
Okay, so as far as AI goes, I use it as a tool. I don't use it to code, but except small short segments. And the way I was able to figure out one pretty tough Kerberos problem is I used it as a really smart friend that would lie to you 75% of the time. And what happened? Hold on. I took my earphones out because they were echoing, but I think we're okay now because I don't hear the echo, but I don't hear any sound at all, but that's okay. So I can just talk. But the way I solved this difficult Kerberos problem was I didn't want to bug my teammates about it because they had other things to do. And so I just made sure to check everything that it spit back at me. And I went back and forth and I answered about 20 questions in a row and said, well, this didn't work. This didn't work. This didn't work. You got any other suggestions? This didn't work. This, and it kept going, it kept making me smarter about the Kerberos technology I was working with. And I had probably, 25 different parameters that I could, jigger to, to try to make it work. And then there was this one. This was Kerberos authentication to Oracle, and I found this one parameter that was set to not only Kerberos 5 but also pre-authentication, and I looked up pre-authentication and was like, well, and the AI was saying, yeah, don't use that. I said, well, I'll take it out and see what happens, and bingo bango, that thing fired up like like nothing. And it is so nice to be able to not have to use a username and password to connect to Oracle anymore. So that's the way I use AI now, and it was pretty effective, and I didn't have to go through 5 hours of debugging with 2 or 3 or 4 teammates, all looking at the same problem. Thank you.
You're unmuted.
I'm sorry.
I'm
next on me.
I'm going to switch to that. So we might both for 1 second.
Okay.
Live streaming is on.
Okay, I guess we've reconnected.
Guess so.
Now we've got a baritone voice that's announcing
They're A/B testing the voices on us.
yeah, maybe.
How long have we been off?
About 25 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was after you stopped talking, we switched Wi-Fi networks.
You switched. Mine's
Yeah,
still.
I switched to Jace's good Wi-Fi.
So sorry about that.
Still looks a little potato. What you gonna do?
So this is me.
Ben?
Yeah, I got another question for Andrew Thompson, who was talking about Bitwarden. So tell me if Bitwarden would fit this scenario. I have to log in probably 30 times a day using my smart card and PIN. And a lot of times with just straight usernames and passwords, because we don't have an identity broker, or not an effective one. So I have to log into the Mac, I have to log into the virtual machine, I have to give Windows a my PIN. So that's 3 times right there just to get to a desktop, and then I have to start up a browser, and every single site I have to go to, I have to enter in another the pin every time I go. So is that a good use case for Bitwarden, or should we just figure out how to use identity brokers properly?
I mean, it's surprising. You're saying like you don't have an SSO at all at Appian?
I'm not working at Appian. I'm working at a highly secure, or supposed to be a highly secure organization that
Okay,
just hasn't, implemented SSO well at all. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think for it to be useful for you, you really need sync, and that requires trusting Bitwarden, which I guess I trust them with my own personal credentials, but I don't know if the highly secure facility is on board with you exfiltrating your your secret pins to Bitwarden servers. But I would assume they have all the SOC 2 certifications and what have you for you to use them. And in that case, you just need to be logged in Bitwarden. And it might not actually save you that much time, because for the vault to be useful, like if you're only doing like one login on this machine and then you're jumping to another virtual machine and then you need to do another pin there, you still need to unlock your vault on each of the machines, which you're going to have a master password you have to type in, or a master like FIDO key to unlock your vault. So it might just be the same. It would only be like if you spent an hour at each machine and needed to use the same set of credentials over and over, would a synced authenticator app like Bitwarden be helpful, I think.
You were talking about Bit, that they were at Southeast Links Fest. They had a booth and they had several talks. So,
yeah, you can self-host Bitwarden, which I mean that would actually be, if you have latitude, you could self-host Bitwarden on-prem, and then
Shadow IT.
There you go. and they're not greedy, and they haven't had a terrible security incident like, was it LastPass?
LastPass keeps having security.
Yeah, LastPass is like every 3 months they dump a whole bunch of credentials onto the dark web. So I've been reasonably happy with them so far, and it's more ergonomic than like XKey XC or KeyPass XC, and that's like great in open source, but it doesn't sync.
Right.
And so if you just need to lock up some secrets, it's great. KeyPass is great.
Yeah, I had to check what is mine called. That was the one I used. But what I do with that is this is probably not a good plan, but I upload mine to my Google Drive.
Yeah.
And then download it, whenever I change a password or something like that. It's not a regular thing even. But I don't need to have it synced automatically every day all the time. So it's not great.
For like random bullshit websites, do you create accounts or do you use like Google Auth type things?
So with work, we use Google Auth whenever possible.
Yeah.
And me personally,
Yeah, like a lot of times you go to a website and it'll be like create a new account, and you can like connect through Google and just
right.
auth.
So me personally, every site has its own username and password. That's just a habit that I started getting into, so that if I get leaked on one location, it's not necessarily leaked on another, because it has to be a completely different. And it's probably good enough to say Google, and if it gets leaked, they're not really getting the Google account. It's Google saying that.
I think the drawback of using like Google everywhere is if you ever lose your Google account for some reason, now you've lost access to all of these other
and all your
websites.
history.
Yeah.
Do you use a service for email forwarding? Because you said you have a different username and password, but like I feel like most websites want your username to be your email, and you can do a plus.
I do a plus. Yeah.
Okay, it's better than nothing.
So I use each email address has the name of the service.
Yeah. I'm similar. I think Bitwarden actually does do, like, Apple's had this for a long time with their private relay, but I think, and there's external services that sell this to you, but I think Bitwarden includes proxying, email proxying. So it'll just generate a random email that then proxies back to your primary
Oh, really?
address. So then it's easier too because you can inspect the email headers to see who burned you. If you start getting like a lot of significant increase in spam,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, who is that service?
Oh, I didn't know they had that. I didn't set that up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, talking to them at Southeast Linux Fest, I was very impressed.
Yeah, and they sell. I mean, I think like many open source projects, they need to make money, so they have a more enterprise solution. Like I know BMW used them where you can share, like they'll hook up to your SSO solution
okay.
to authenticate into Bitwarden through your company SSO, and they also allow you to create groups and share like have shared vaults. So that if you have a team that all needs the same network credentials or what have you, when Jace rolls the password at 12 a.m. on a Monday, that doesn't affect us on Tuesday. So,
We use one pass for
Yeah.
like the work stuff, but it's like they give you like 3 keys during onboarding that you have to get through there, and then I don't think I've looked in one pass since. But
I also want to mention, as far as conferences are concerned, just a reminder, if you're in Greenville here, August 29th is B-Sides Greenville. These are tabs that I had from last time. And then Carolina Code Conference. I can't remember what the date is.
It's August 14th.
August 14th? Okay, so one right after the other.
I talked to Barry about putting that date up in
14th, 15th.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
of course. How many emails do you think they get through that pop-up?
Is this right here?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever in my life typed my email into one of those.
I've done a Substack before.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
Oh yeah.
It's the third time I've read a Substack's articles, and I'm like, do you want to? Nah.
Right.
God, I spend so much time on something.
You say you do also?
Although the quality is decreasing.
Really?
I'd say like over the past 6 months, the quality has gone down. I don't know if that's because everyone's using AI.
Oh, everyone says AI write it.
Yeah, the content's gotten like painfully sounds very the same. So, but it's not everybody. There's like choose much more carefully. But that's been everywhere. If you hear like a sentence that's like, "You've been feeling well, let me tell you, well," like then it's probably like it's all the same format.
Well, we seem to have come to a slow part. And what happened to my browser?
Well, we got a real live Linux demo experience with the Wi-Fi via terminal access.
What I was just typing here again?
Yeah, the network manager interface.
Yeah. You don't use that?
Oh, I do. I have a little applet though, so it has a little icon in the corner that you can.
Yeah, I use this. I prefer the command line. If y'all aren't familiar, this is Network Manager. It's got the TUI, and it's you can tell it's dialogue. Is that the name of the?
That specific. What is that called?
I think it's dialogue, right?
You might be right. Yeah.
It used to be. It's based upon. I forget. They don't. But this. Bastard Cottage, Hilton Head. So y'all can tell everywhere that I've been. I've been to the coast stores. We got this guy's network. What is that? I wonder whose that is. Holy cow. I wonder if that's my phone. I don't know. But anyway, and here's Up and Works where we are. And then there's Next on Main.
Compromised network is pretty funny.
Where we are, what it used to be called. Can y'all tell that we went to little Switzerland in North Carolina this summer. Anyway, it's a neat little interface. It said network manager, so and I like it a lot. So, and it's on command line, so it works really well. I think we're coming up on the hour, at which point a baritone voice will say that we're disconnected. Phil, it's good to see you. Phil says thanks for having me. And Arnold, it's always great to have you here. Good to see you, Ben. Oh, is that Jim?
Hey, Jim.
How long have you been here?
What is he doing?
I think he's eating chips. But anyway, so I think we'll, unless anyone has something else, are we in Greenville going to dinner this evening? I think we might.
Maybe.
Y'all have dinner plans?
I'm up for dinner.
All right, so we may. Yes, we may, Jim.
Jim will be dining with us in
Ben,
spirit.
Ben, I'd love to have you with us. Arnold, you're welcome to come, but it's going to be a long time before you get here. And we'll probably finish eating. Good to see y'all.
Good to see you. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
See you, Ben. Take care, Arnold.
Jim was asking where we're gonna go eat.
So he's heading down in the bed.
Any ideas on the venue? So yeah, Ben, if you want to disconnect, we'll keep this alive for Jim's for Jim. There he is. I see his face.
Is Jim naked in his bedroom right now?
Yeah, I hope you're not naked. Yeah.
Hey, Jim.